Today on Toy Domination, we are. Hey, wait a minute.
Hey,
Joe.
yeah, Dom?
Joe, what you got over there?
Oh, what
Huh?
you got over there?
What's that? What have you got? Hey, I'm Dom,
Hey, I'm Joe.
and today we're gonna talk about some toys, some action figures that we've bought this week-ish.
Toys of the week-ish. You know, that's why we call it What You Got, because we don't do this weekly.
And it's not like it's a, hey, these are brand new toys that just came out this year, 2022. It's what you got. So this is what I got. Joe, what did you get?
I got Steel Brigade here.
Oh, nice.
Action Force finally started coming in. Line Wave 1, that is. And this is one of the ones I got. But mainly because Steel Brigade is, originally a G.I. Joe invention. But it was a cool mail. I don't know, Dom, if you remember this, but it was a cool mail away. When you were a kid, you collected the little flag points on the back of the cards. And you could send away and get a figure in the mail. And the key is that you would be able to give it your own name and your own... Like
you can add to the lore. Yeah.
His MOS, his secondary skill, like that kind of stuff, and it was pretty fun. That was, and so I was like, that's near and dear to my nostalgic heart, even though it's not G.I. Joe. And I was dipping into Action Force. I was taking it slow, so I was waiting for Wave 1 to hit. But like now that I've got some of these in hand, man, they're fantastic. I love them a lot.
And I agree with Articulated Chad. I don't have one of those Steel Brigade guys. It's only because I dipped more into the bad guy pool, but that one was on my good guy list to grab.
Yeah, I think I might not army build them per se, but I was thinking about like using them as my like green shirts for the G.I. Joe, like the good guy side, sort of, so to speak, because I have plenty of troopers in G.I. Joe Classified. So I was thinking about getting like a few of these. But now they have the female one coming out, and they have like a Night Force one already. So I'm just kind of like, maybe I will just get a few, not just get the exact same one, but get like different versions of him. And like however often they put a new Steel Brigade out, I'll just be like, well, I'll get another one. But the cool thing is that they kept it up. So they gave you this dossier.
Oh, so cool.
And you can, it's awesome, man. And like, so like you can fill out your whole character sheet. I know you can't really see that. The figure's kind of in the way, but like, pretty cool that they made that like a thing, and this just came in the card, and I was just like, that's really awesome. So they like kind of went out of their way to make it cool. They gave you a little Steel Brigade patch.
Oh, just like the old one. Yeah.
So like, it's really cool, man. Like they kind of knocked it out of the park on this one. I was not expecting that stuff when I opened up the box. I was like, oh wow, cool. That's sort of why I got it. And they still did it, so it's kind of interesting. But yeah,
no,
that's my first. I mean, and he's standard. He's pretty standard. Action Force articulation, G.I. Joe Classified articulation. Comes with a couple of different hands. They actually have fists, which I love for some reason. I'm like, what? I don't hate that G.I. Joe Classified doesn't have extra hands, but it's kind of nice to actually be able to have like a hand that just cups the rifle or something, or whatever it may be. But
so
awesome for first Action Force. I'm pretty satisfied.
I actually like the blue on them, and not to counteraction Chad, but I thought the Night Force one was kind of plain, even though as a kid Night Force was like I coveted. That's all I wanted was Night Force, but I don't know. I just it didn't jump out to me.
Haven't overanalyzed the Night Force one too much, but he's mostly black, and I think with just some green, highlight kind of things. But I mean, that was kind of the Night Force colors from G.I. Joe.
Yes, so exactly. So what am I complaining about, right? That's exactly what I wanted.
Yeah,
now I'm
the female version looks awesome. It's basically the exact same figure, and it comes with a gold version of the helmet. So it has two different heads. I was also thinking about maybe getting a head sculpt, and that is a helmet. I'll make it removable at some point. Cool. Kind of make it a character or something. If you really wanted to go in the like Steel Brigade idea and like funnel him in with your G.I. Joes, which was sort of my plan, was to like give him an actual personality and make him my own character kind of thing.
Blue Pill,
But yeah.
thank you so much for saying good reviews. And in the last What You Got, I called you out and I said, hey, I'm sorry. I had a Fortnite figure that should have got my top 10. You were like, oh, please be a Fortnite figure, the Bush Ranger. Go check out that video. He's in there. He's amazing. I personally felt bad to you. I was like, oh man, there was a guy who specifically asked and I had one on the shelf. So yeah, I think that, and this is going to be a little bit of diatribe, but actually let me just go ahead and jump to mine, Joe. Let me go ahead and turn on my camera and then
you got to get in there.
Yeah, well, you know, I gotta. Is it good? What's going on? Oh, there we go.
There we go.
All right, so I like the Hasbro lines a lot, but I am just falling in love with the Valaverse. I think they're quickly, even though I have the nostalgia as a kid to G.I. Joe, I'm looking more forward to this pre-order. Like you mentioned, the female characters that come out for pre-orders. Yeah. I haven't bought Lady J, and I pass her every time on the shelf. Those ones I dumped in there. I was like, absolutely, really cool. Like the punk rock one looks like, or the biker one kind of looks like a Zorana type or whatever. And then they've got a cool African-American female, and like she's just kitted out. I was like, these look like mercenaries or soldiers or whatever you want to apply.
There's a lot of ethnicity in the line already too. Like I can't tell, but the Eclipse woman seems a little bit like it's supposed to be Middle Eastern, but maybe I'm wrong. But like she's got the headdress on, but that could just be like military desert wear, so I'm not 100%. But she looks pretty cool. A lot of the females look pretty cool. So I haven't pulled the trigger on any of them yet because I was waiting to see what Wave 1 felt like in my hands before I was like, okay, more, like, because I haven't had one yet aside from the weapons packs. But
so I got these guys. These are the first ones I got, and I was like, wow, these are really good. Gobble 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 up, right? So I finally got a Wave 1 in that had pre-ordered, and the reason why I put Zartan over here is I got.
Yes.
And oh man, and I remember a long time ago we were talking about pre-orders, and I was like, he's a Dreadnought, man.
For sure, yeah. And
I know there's no lore attaching him obviously to G.I. Joe, but he instantly is like, that's my Dreadnought goon, and I don't have enough Dreadnoughts, so I kind of slipped in some Marvel Legends like Reavers in there too. So I love toys that don't have a lot of lore and baggage behind them, and the IP is kind of light because then I can just take them and fold them in however I want to play there. So, the Karak, really, I love the Gladiator helmet.
Yeah,
I just reference this style to the Hunter Joy Toy figure too, but I love that style. And his face is just I think I got a little man crush on him. He's just so butch, and he comes with a cool shotgun that you sling over his back there. I will say this is very soft, so it kind of pops out, but this is my favorite feature right down here. The slung tomahawk.
Those little belt loops that come on all of them, like that's on the Steel Brigade too, but and granted there's nothing to put in there yet, but that's super useful having that down there. Like you can moving around, you can sling something down there if you needed it. But
and the fact that it's a tomahawk though, which is one of my favorite melee weapons. I just love the weight and the hackability of it, and it fits his character. He's got a shotgun and a tomahawk, and I don't know, I could easily see him as being Zartan, I'm taking over the Dreadnoughts now, I hot take, but Action Force is quickly, or not even quickly, has leapt past my Hasbro desire. The G.I. Joe lines, I am more excited about Action Force.
I will say the plastic seems not horrible or by any stretch of imagination, but it is slightly less rubbery and slightly more there's a little less of that rubbery give that has a Marvel Legends or a Classified feeling behind it, and it's a little more solidly plastic, so it doesn't feel cheap or anything, don't get me wrong, but I hear the joints creak already, and I'm already kind of I hopefully I can wear them in a little bit and everything's fine. But right out of the box, it's a little a little horrifying in terms of how often the joints creak and stuff already. And I'm I don't want to break this guy.
So and I saw a review where a guy was complaining about them breaking. I'm my McFarlane and Hasbro, all my big brands break too, so that's no fault of theirs. But just do the same thing you do. Hot water, really kind of just like me. I'm old. I can't just jump in and start working out. I gotta warm those.
You gotta
joints
warm up first. You gotta warm up.
Like,
you can't just get into a squatting
like
a different pose
so
that fast. You gotta work those knees.
So,
but yeah, that was my one takeaway. Like my one negative takeaway, if there is one, is that the plastic seems like a little like, I just wish it wasn't this stiff.
They're my 1/6 or I'm sorry, 1/12, 1/10 scale, and so Alicorn. If you actually one day I will be able to show my entire collection, and my 6-inch scale is actually, it's pretty good, but it's a fraction of my 1/18 scale. That's where my heart belongs to. And I don't know. There's just not enough. There's no 4-inch scale figure that has that personality and those weapons. Like, show me, other than Joy Toy, where I'm going to start paying $44 or $50 a hit for each figure. Show me the 4-inch figure that can match that, and I'm all in. The only reason I'm jumping to 6-inch is because that's all there is, really. So,
yeah, there isn't really a lot to buy for the 1/18 scale unless you're like super into the very old-fashioned O-rings or the very expensive Joy Toy,
right?
But
yeah. Okay, well, that's one of mine. What else you got?
My next one is also an Action Force. No. It is Condor. He's basically just their Duke, sort of.
Yeah. That was my takeaway too.
But and he's fairly generic. I mean, he is, I guess, from the UK. but I actually got him specifically to create a 6-inch version of our reality and my favorite character, Griffin.
Oh, wow.
So
did you?
He's really more of a pet project, like that I want to recreate one of my characters as a 6-inch version. So like I'm gonna slowly kit bash him, maybe get a different head sculpt in, and add some different weapons, kind of thing. I actually already gave him a weapon from the oh wait, no, never mind. That was Steel Brigade. I already swapped one of his weapons out for one of the Action Force weapons packs. But
no, right now, no. We're not replacing this. I just got done saying
no.
I can't replace
Griffin
him.
is just near and dear to my heart, and I want a 6-inch version of him. That's all. So yeah, that's why I got Condor, because I was like, that's perfect, because in my brain it's not Duke, and I can disassociate that part of the character with that toy, so I can like kind of tweak him and make him how I want him to be. But yeah, that's why I got.
This is a slippery slope,
but still,
my friend.
really cool. I know it is. Anyway, he's still really awesome. He's pretty much on the standard body, just like Steel Brigade, so nothing really new there. But like, yeah, just fantastic figures. Like, right. I'm just like you. I'm just as in love with them, Yeah. But I don't know if I'm gonna go crazy with them. I think I had too many pre-orders about to hit, so I was like, well, I'll hold off on Wave 2 and 3.
Let's okay. So Articulated Chad, coming to the defense of the 4-inch scale. Marauders is awesome. I forgot.
High-As 118 is so expensive,
and also I don't like my company to bag on is NECA, but I got a High-As space dude from Aliens, and it looked like a porcelain baby doll face underneath there, and you have to take off the helmet, take off the head, and then take off the rest of the helmet to remove the helmet. And like the arms are super stiff. And I want to get the Aliens Marines because that is my favorite sci-fi movie of all time is Aliens.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just like, I don't know, man. Marauders is hands down one of the best. You're right. What they lack in though, is some sci-fi. Haya
has that Space Marines vehicle that's like $200. But it like lights up and it's amazing, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I don't want that so bad. But it's so expensive. But yeah, and there's other 1/18 lines, but Joy Toy, I think Joy Toy would be my go-to instantly, and is. But
I was also today years old when I learned about Monkey Fresh. You got to educate me. I don't know what Monkey Fresh is in 1/18 scale. I'm all about it. I am in no way passing 1/18 scale at all. Chicken Fry
Marauders is great too. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
well, just yeah. So Chicken Fried is great. I think they're the ones who do the Dime Store Cowboy guys. Again, though, the price point is a little steep per hit, and I don't know why in my brain I'm okay with paying $20 for 6 inches, but $20 for 4 inches. I'm like, I sure to be 2 inches there, guy. But I don't know. Like, I guess because I'm stuck in the 20 years ago paradigm of like, no, you only pay this much for a 4-inch figure at 3.75. Maybe that's what's holding me back on some of those. But yeah, absolutely. Like there are toys out there. You're right. I guess maybe my hesitation is the point cost, and other than Joy Toy, who consistently just knocks out of the park for me, like that is my 1/18 scale.
You've got tons of Marauders.
I do have a lot of Buck Marauders, and the only reason
that's the customizable nature of it.
Yes, and the only reason I jumped more to Joy Toy is because I like more sci-fi in advance. I really wish the guy who, maybe someone can help me out in the chat here. He started a Kickstarter, and they were very sci-fi. They kind of look like the old Sky. Oh man, I'm completely blanking on my my pop culture too. Man, I'm dying on the vine here. I can't remember, but they were all Hell Screamers. That's what it was. Hell Screamers line. I jumped into that. They had these beautiful aliens that had like full domes and like spacesuit and fighter jockeys. I was like, oh, that's it. That's what I want Marauders to be. I want to be able to mix and match all the sci-fi stuff. So I think that's one of the things I'm seeing. And again, I've got Karak on the picture here, who's not at all sci-fi. He's like a 1980s dude, but the Eagle Force. Yes. Okay, got it. For Monkey Fiction. Okay.
Thank you, Articulated Chad.
So I think, Joe, that we have insulted our 4-inch and 1/18 scale followers.
Yeah.
No, so again, I have built a giant. I'm actually going to put out a video at the end of this week of the 1/18 scale. I've upgraded that huge playset ship that I've just done, and why I like 4-inch scale actually is because you get a lot more vehicles, and you get a lot. Like your living room doesn't take up as much space scale wise, so you get a little more space when you're playing in. So, okay, so that was you. I'm afraid though that we may have had to change this from What You Got to Action Force because
there's more. But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. These were Wave 1, and these were their bad guys.
Your camera is not in the thingy.
Yeah, man.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. So these were the first Wave 1 bad guys. I know it's silly to have neon, and I hated neon in the 90s of G.I. Joe. I know I'm just like a constant waffling hypocrite, but the bold yellow is so cool on these guys, and like that's ridiculous to have a vector painted that bright neon. This isn't paintball, this isn't Fortnite, but man, oh man, does that combination look so cool. And I love the transparent bug eyes with the cells that you can actually see in there. Like it just adds these villains, and they're maskless, but they carry, I don't know.
Yeah, that's fantastic. It's also weirdly creepy that you can see through all the way to the other eye. Does it look like there's a person in there?
Yeah, so
it's also kind of just a cool effect, just like a light piping effect.
Yeah, so as long as you step back from it, you can't see the ball and socket peg on the inside, which is fine. But when you do see it, you're like, ew, what are you? So I got 2 of them, and I've got the other, this is the one from the later wave I've got. So now I've got 3 of those type of goons. And I love the Vector submachine guns. This is the same thing that you got in the weapons pack. It's just yours is a little more muted down.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
But these guys fit in with like Cobra. They fit in with Hydra. We haven't played with these 2 yet. The boys and I haven't played with these 2 yet. We have played with the bubble-headed guy, and at first he was a mercenary who came out and was just like, I'm leading this attack. And he led our 6-inch scale Vipers in, and then after he died, because of course the boys just murdered him, I was like, well, okay, I guess you're just a regular guy now. But much like you with wanting to be able to swap out the heads, I am looking for that scaled head to pop on him and be like, no, he's taking off his beehive helmet, and he's a character rather than just a goon. So
either I'll just buy a whole lot of those selfie series from Hasbro.
A bunch of Joes running around. I'll
just take pictures of my kid's head, and it won't look real, and it'll just be bizarre. And just, is that a child's head on a grown man's body? Shh! Don't worry about that.
So Joe, in the comments right now, so you or the chat, you brought this up too, how you love the Hasbro scaling of
classified scales really well. Yeah, they're doing a great job of really dialing in just slight height differences. Even with like Snake Eyes and Duke are slightly different. I mean, it's very minuscule, but like their heights are very different. And then Destro is a little taller, and then and then Gung Ho is bigger than everybody, or as big as Roadblock kind of thing. And they're doing a really good job, like making that slight difference in scale make it feel like different people and not just the same. But that's another thing with Action Force that's like less, not as great, that their scale is like basically the same body buck like over and over again. But all that being said, I don't have enough of them to really know for sure. They might be doing that as well.
No, I'm in. And no, I know no one's actually insulted by that. I'm just kidding. You guys don't worry about it.
Oh yeah.
Even if you insulted me by name, I'd be like, well, okay.
All right, well, I deserved it.
So those are, I promise, those are the last of the Action Force I have.
I only got the 2 from Wave 1. I did have Sergeant Slaughter, but I mean, kind of what we were talking about. Like, well, we talked about it in the news video. We've talked about it before, but I swapped up I canceled my Action Force Sergeant Slaughter for the Hasbro one. But that was before I had any Action Force in hand, and I was like, it's the scale, it's the bigness, I need it.
So we obviously are openers, and I don't really keep a lot of the stuff that comes with them. Like I kept that Dreadnought background only because I was like, I need it as a background for a character or whatever. But I did cut out the file cards and actually keep them I couldn't throw it away. And then I also have started doing this. This is not really what you got, but I wanted to show this. The box art is beautiful. So what I do is I've started putting them onto the totes, because look at that Karak, and there's the Garrison, and so I just started putting them onto the actual totes that I keep them in. So on the shelf, I can remind myself like who's in there. But that art is so pretty. I just didn't want to keep throwing it away. So I was like, you know what? It's a little painstaking, but I'm going to cut it out and I'm going to actually apply it onto a box so I can see it.
I haven't cut them out yet, but I did keep the box for now. I don't keep boxes, so this is insane. But I am going to cut that out because that's what it's for. It's awesome, But also, Steel Brigade didn't have one because you write it yourself.
Which
is
really
also
cool,
kind of awesome. But
that's really cool.
But yeah,
Gaslight Mechanics, thanks for jumping in. Good to have you back. So, all right, Joe, show me what you got.
Show you what I got. I've got Vultureman, the last of the mutants. What are you doing?
I messed that up.
Yes, you did. Last of the Mutants, Vultureman. I got he came in. I really love him. Although he's also just ridiculous.
He's so underwhelming.
I know, but his character in the show was so good. He comes with tons of accessories. I actually took the time to take a picture of them all. He has super power potion, ridiculous normal tools that you would find in your own toolbox for some reason, and different head sculpt. I love the head sculpt that I have on him right now, though, because that's just spectacular, screaming Vulture head sculpt. But he does come with a regular head sculpt, some other hands, and some weaponry and stuff. But solid Thundercat. It's just rounding out my Thundercat mutant line.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you had to get him. Compared to Monkian and Slight and Jackalman, I'm like, bah. I don't know. I hated him in the cartoons too. He had the worst voice, and he just he looks so misproportioned. I don't know. I
had to have him.
He's wearing a skirt. No. And what does he have? Aviators on his head there?
No, it's goggles to
because he's a bird.
No, because he's their crazy scientist mechanic guy.
Oh, okay. I was he's so he comes with all the Got it.
He's already a bird. Maybe he needs goggles to protect his eyes while he's flying around. Dom.
I mean, they are flying in those little. That's what I'm saying. Birds don't need that, and they fly around. Maybe it's because he's in those little jet skis they have.
The logic behind that is so sound. It's ridiculous.
Like,
Regular birds don't need goggles. Damn.
Like, come on, and he's a mutant. So I don't know.
Anyway. It is what it is. It's Ultraman. I got him to fill out the line, but I think I mentioned this before, but my Thundercats Ultimates is trickling off. Like I think I'm pretty much done. Except they did just release that pre-order for completely see-through Tigra, like invisible Tigra, and I was like,
oh, cool.
I might actually buy that. you Super 7.
You got me again. Cool. Hey, let me. So. Gaston's Mechanic, I am beyond flattered that you read my first book. Some people that I know very close and dear to my heart haven't read that yet. And have I written a second one? Yes. And the worst part of writing a book is the editing, and I'm currently editing it. I had an awesome beta reader come and take a look at it, and he was like, hey, here's how to fine-tune it. It's not military sci-fi like the first one. It's more fantasy sci-fi kind of. So it's kind of out of that genre. And recently, now that we're getting settled in with our move, I am reinvigorated to start writing again, and not to derail too much from what you got, but like the intimidation of writing sci-fi is that technology evolves in our own life so fast. It's very hard. Like already the stuff that I thought was like, oh yeah, this is kind of cool and futuristic. That stuff's like ancient history now, like you actually compare what's coming up in the next 5 years. So I am writing a third one coming up. It's going to be shorter. It's going to be more squad focused. But still the same back and forth for perspective. So thanks so much for reading that and actually drawing attention to that. Like I'm terrible at toting my own stuff. Joe's always being like, hey, idiot, tell people you wrote a book. I'm like,
yes, I am.
No, I can't. Oh, gosh. Oh. So cool, man. Thanks so much, by the way. I'm actually like, if it wasn't for my pale skin, I'd be blushing right now. But this is as dark as I get. All right. Hey, I remember to turn my camera back on. So
hey, good job.
Hey, it's the little things. Okay, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this one because you already talked about her. Demona. So I'm just going to cover some of the things you didn't mention. I love the bendy tail, but you're right. It could be a problem with her standing up. But I love that it's a gummy tail with a wire in there. And again, we don't play gargoyles. The boys and I play adventurers, which is our fantasy. So that's why I've already given her I'm already having trouble with her standing with these wings. I should have taken these off. It's just they're so imposing. It just like, I can't even fit it in frame. She's just gigantic. Hold on. Oh, and there goes the tail. Never mind, Joe. You were right about the tail.
No, the tail. It's just thinner than Goliath, so it doesn't hold. It doesn't work as a tripod as well.
Yes, that's what's going on right now. And now the only thing I don't like is that you can see with her head, that hair, even though it's soft and gummy, when the wings are in, she's looking down constantly, which I guess is her personality, right? She's constantly looking down at other people, especially humans.
Goliath has the same issue.
Yes.
It works and it doesn't sometimes. But
when
the wings in, it's...
Yeah, they made this gummy, which is great. And that's awesome. And with the wings out, though, actually, I'm just going to pop them out real quick here, too.
The fact that she doesn't have, that her face comes off, but she has, like, metal earrings in both face plates, and then, like the little metal details are amazing.
God.
She's fantastic.
It's so decadent. Like, 2 faces of metal earrings is so decadent. There we go. Oh, gosh, I feel like I actually have an action figure in my hands instead of a prop plane there. So
she's a vehicle. They're all the gargoyles are all vehicles.
Yeah, she's just fantastic. And here's one thing too. She's not ripped like the other ones. All the ones
that's true.
Goliath and Haran are all super jacked and vascular and tenuous. She's normal. She does have some good definition of thighs. She does squats, which is good. But they could have gone totally Chun-Li on her and like super buff. But she's very true to her character.
She's not like shredded like them. But
I know.
I think she looks strong. She looks almost more cartoon accurate. Yeah, on that note.
I would say, and she's no Eva Lynn from Master Universe with the with a super creatine body type. Yeah, I think she's great. She's really fun. I gave her this dark sword because we're going to play with her not in a modern setting, but in a fantasy setting. So the gargoyles are
until she goes to sleep for 1,000 years
and wakes up spiteful. So I bag on NECA, but man, I gotta say, pulling her out of the package and moving her around, I was apprehensive the entire time, but they move smooth. There's no my NECA aliens are just in pieces, and I've got a box of like random NECA figures that are just busted up.
She's already a step above Goliath, I think. Like Goliath, like his legs for me were like a little like creaky, but like she's great. That's right. Boss Fight does that 3 3/4 gargoyle. They do that like kind of like Roman warriors,
Vitruvian
Medusa
hacks.
head. Yeah, the Vitruvian hacks. Yeah.
So if Boss Fight had come out, or if I had known about Boss Fight before I did Mythic Legions, I probably that's the alternate timeline of Dom's money spending. I probably would have gone deep into them, and I probably wouldn't have exploded into the 6-inch scale. But because I saw Mythic Legions first, I was like, wow, look at that Medusa, and look at those orcs and those casters. Ah, crap. I can't have 2 fantasy line scales for some reason. No, it's not a law, but I can't for some reason. So Boss Fight's really cool.
There is a like a monetary budgetary issue there too. it's not just what we want.
I can only stretch it so thin.
So
Boss Fight. So Gaston's mechanic, Roman Empire. I'm going to keep tipping back to this too because it's
that's okay.
I'm like flattered. So the Axii are very Roman Empire-esque or the rising power, and then the Valian are very much like the status quo traders type merchant factor. So it is kind of like a Spartan versus Athens kind of on a loose, but it's also loosely World War II. Like I kind of was like, well, I need some America that's isolated and can do its own thing. I need some sort of like German-esque or empire builder. That is being refined now that I've actually been more studied and had more schooling and stuff. And I'm like, oh, actually, I kind of want it to be this. I don't want to give it away, but it's going to be more centered on evolution and like how humans will diverge. And that's what starts making people go to war more, which I can still retcon and fit into what I've already existed. So again, super flattered you read my book. Thank you. Okay, Demona, you've already covered her extensively in the What You Got. I just want to touch on her very lightly with here. So, Joe, what you got?
What you got? I got Darth Vader.
Wow.
I know it's random.
It's very random.
Well, here's the thing. So I buy like one Star Wars toy a year.
No, I am like that's not a judgment. That's a jealousy in my voice randomly.
It's I don't dip into Star Wars often. Actually, a friend of mine had years ago, even had 2 Han Solos in the 6-inch scale from Legend or from Black Series or whatever for like some reason, and he just randomly decided, he was like, "Here, you want this?" And I was like, "Thank you." Because he knows I love toys, and he has like 4 toys in his office, kind of thing. So I was just like, I've had this one Han Solo for so long that I was like, okay, maybe I'll just get like a few others. So I like last year, a couple years ago, I got a Luke Skywalker, and a couple years later, I got Mandalorian. And so for some reason, I was just like, you know what, time to pull the trigger on a Darth Vader. So he's awesome. I mean, so much cloth goods, like he's covered in like. It's fantastic. He moves really well. Like it's fantastic. Really solid figure. I don't really. Again, I'm not gonna like go crazy with Black Series or anything, but I do want some of the just main characters, and Darth Vader's a no-brainer. And they just made a new one for Obi-Wan, and this is that one from the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. But yeah, I was just like, just grab Darth Vader for no reason other than to have him, But
I don't know where I got corrupted, but Darth Vader, then Darth Maul, then Kylo Ren are my favorite 3 Star Wars characters. Like, not my favorite 3 Sith. Those are my favorite 3 Star Wars characters. And like Darth Vader at the end of Rogue One was like, that's
amazing.
Yep. And then in the Rebels show too, when he came out, like, that show's fun. But when he comes out, I was like, I could watch the scene 5 times.
The season finale to Clone Wars, like the new season that came out, it's like,
oh yeah,
tearjerker. But Darth Vader looks amazing. But also, I mean, the Obi-Wan Kenobi show for me was like, I liked a lot of it. I didn't like some of it, but like that scene where he walks out to crush a ship.
Whoa! We're watching that right now. Hold on. Sorry. I'm currently watching that. I'm sorry. Well, here, hold on. You go ahead.
Well, he does something cool, and it's amazing, and it's kind of Rogue One style. Like that's all I would say. You know, like kind of it's the Rogue One Vader. You're like, whoa, I like that. You know, and that's kind of it. So I was just like, Darth Vader's current in my mind. Obi-Wan Kenobi just came out, and then I was like, you know, why don't I get this one? But yeah, again, awesome.
You're gonna have to tell me
cloth
when you're
goods.
done,
The cape is amazing. Like it's huge.
Okay.
You know, it's gigantic.
Oh,
Gigantic piece of cloth. But yeah. Just like a really good figure.
I like how I have him perioding around and twirling. That's
yeah,
good.
he twirls.
Very Darth Vader is twirl Vader.
Yeah, he twirls around. You know how Vader is.
He's
very flamboyant.
No. He's twirly.
Yeah, he's very flamboyant.
Cool. Hey, so let me I'm gonna remember to bring this back into frame here. The laser, because we're not playing with
good move. Yeah.
And the lasers, that's a little misproportioned, kind of, sort of, but not really. They were pretty bulky when it was in the humans' hands in the shows. But that missile launcher is pretty cool too. It's no javelin, but you know it'll work. And also, if you really wanted to try, maybe that could go to like your Canada. What Canada, man, every time, dude. And whenever we talk about McFarlane, I'll bring this guy back up here too and talk about old school McFarlane. But that laser is pretty close to the Akira style one, just in style, not obviously the size. So, okay. So what else do I got here? Let's. I'm gonna need a mow. I'm gonna need geez Louise. Oh gosh, these ones are always so doggone hard to. There he is, McFarlane Man-Bat.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I had some scar tissue from the Joker and pulling out of the package and his arm breaking. So like I got this guy in the mail, and the boys knew instantly, like, oh, Dad. I'm like, I know, guys. Like it was a very tense moment for us taking him out, and like. They're all gathered around the sink because we're washing them up like a weirdo, washing my giant bat. But he's really cool. We haven't actually played with him yet because we've done this game called Murder Maze, and I'm gonna start pushing this out on IG, where you just take a bunch of heroes and villains and throw them into whatever modular wall setting you make, and they kind of run the gauntlet, and it's a murder maze. And he was going to be a mini boss in the murder maze for them to get out. So I put him in there, but their heroes died before we could finish. I will say though, he's got these tiny.
Well, it is called Murder Maze.
Yeah, he's got these tiny ankles, and they are not doing the greatest job. And also, for God's sake, stop everyone doing toe articulation. It doesn't do anything but make your guys fall down. It's just as bad as the Fortnite figures that have the hand articulation now. Like. Oh man, like Finn loves, and he's only 5. He loves posing his guys and having them be able to hold weapons, and like he poses them, but constantly his hands are just popping out. So I got the clear rubber bands.
The hand articulations. That's like old toy.
I know, and like so this guy suffers from very small ankles and then toes too. So he constantly is just like slumping over. So luckily. He's just going to fly in and beat somebody up and leave. But I had him on a shelf, and I had to put him on a really low shelf because I was afraid he'd just topple off like a baby bird instead of a bat.
Those wings are very smashed up and wrinkled for flight, though. I mean, he looks cool to fight, I would say, but like kind of limited in the
oh my God,
posing of the wings, I guess.
I thought I just broke that. Like I had I'm glad my face is off camera. I think oh, geez, man. Is that supposed to be that loose now?
I don't know.
Oh, I hope it's good.
Oh, giant McFarlane.
I know. And like, that's why I haven't gotten the Cygor. Like so the Cygor is thick though, so I don't have to worry about that. But like, I don't know, man. I love the McFarlane ones for their Warhammer, and I don't know if I'm going to keep going with the giant ones. So far, he's doing well. Those ankles are a complaint, but I don't know. He's and we don't play Batman with him is the other thing. Like he's gigantic compared to Marvel Legends, so I can kind of bend it as like he's a mutant instead of Man-Bat. So it's cool.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So,
well, Man-Bat it is.
Man-Bat it is. And Man-Bat to you, sir.
What does Joe have here?
I'm gonna guess. Man, I've been waiting.
I was just gonna keep guessing this for a while.
I was just gonna keep guessing. In every video we do, even if we did another Exo Squad, I'd be like, Mezco Wolverine. You're like, this is Exo Squad, Dom. What are you doing?
Yeah, Mezco Wolverine came in. Oh, you got so the base is amazing. Let's just even start with this. It's got first of all, it's got 1 million holes, so you can put his like foot peg anywhere you want, kind of thing. Or the long claw arm that they all come with. They all come with like this kind of thing, so you could put them up here, or like put that kind of thing and do that.
Yeah. Okay.
But also the base lights up, so it's got like the chest kind of like glows, and it's got like the flickering eye hole, and the other eye hole lights up. And then it comes with a piece of eye that you can stick his claw through if you want to, or just jam it back into the socket, which is crazy. But yeah, he comes with.
Wait. That's a really cool Sentinel. How much was Wolverine plus the Sentinel total? Like 125?
It was 155.
So for half the cost of the HasLab Sentinel, you got a busted up piece of glowing rubble.
No, I got an amazing Wolverine toy.
And a Wolverine.
Cool
okay.
Wolverine, or a cool Sentinel base to put on. No, he's fantastic. He comes with so many different heads. It's like you've got just grinning or teeth gritted head. You've got battle damaged head. You've got hood down head. And a hood to go with it if you want to take the hood down. It's fantastic. I mean, he comes with bone claws and the metal claws and open hand metal claws and closed hand metal claws, kind of thing. He comes with multiple belts. He comes with the old school Wolverine head if you really wanted to go.
How stylish. Multiple belts, you say.
Multiple belts.
The Cat Wolverine head, I think it's, I don't know, for some reason I always thought that was so silly, but yeah, I like that one too.
Oh, it's so
whiskers.
So stupid, but it's also amazing. But and it also comes with like a younger, slightly younger and less crazy hair Wolverine unmasked face.
Oh, okay.
Well, to kind of go with the younger face mask, I think,
Yeah, nice.
I guess I'll show them together so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. But yeah, like more of a Wolverine hair versus like a more subdued kind of Wolverine hair. But yeah, the claw effects are amazing. You have to actually stick the claws in.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And then, you can do this kind of thing. Not that, since we play with our toys, not that that's really a thing. But the engineering in this is pretty standard Mezco, but like the tights are great, but the shoulder pads I thought was crazy. They have their own hinge, and it kind of gets up and moves out of the way there.
Yeah.
So if you're moving his arm around, you can just move his arm wherever you want, and it doesn't. The hinge just flows freely with it.
You can see it roll around. Oh, that's smart.
And it really just moves with it so well. It's crazy. But yeah, finally, this guy finally came in. So yeah, Mezco Wolverine's my fifth toy for the week.
$100 of that $150 went to the shoulder pads. Just aren't doing that engineering.
That engineering? Do you understand how impressive that is?
They brought in German, Swedish, and Japanese engineers just to work on that one design feature. Spared no expense. No, that's great, man.
No, I mean he's awesome. So again, I'm slowly like dipping into some of the Marvel side of Mezco, and I was waffling on like what version of the X-Men I wanted to get for a while, but Gambit kind of broke that 90s X-Men mold for me, so I went at
that was
so
your
he was
starter.
a no-brainer.
Yeah, your starter drug. Yep.
I need to get 90s Cyclops now, and fortunately he's easy to find and at reasonable prices.
Nice. All right, for our last one here, we're gonna do kind of
what you got over there? No?
Is that shipping container?
It's moving very slowly.
Very slow. So the Mythic Legions are starting to pour in, and you know what? I'm an idiot. I do have other what I got. They're They're somewhere over here. I want to save those for another one. Just pretend I didn't say that I got them. But the Mythic Legions started to come in, the Alithia wave, and it kind of got me inspired. And then the boys and I have been playing with them. I was like, oh man. And Finn's favorite character is Thistlethorn. And this is basically a repaint of Thistlethorn, but made to look like Stinkor from He-Man. He's got this white stripe there, the orange armor, and his alternate head, prime head, I guess, has Thistlethorn's little little chipmunk head with a white skunk stripe down the center. This is his goblin head on here too. Now, I haven't told them that I got this figure yet because we've been playing, and I wanted to have like a sneak character or like a surprise character in there. So what I actually wanted to do was I wanted to farm out this guy's origin here. So in our world, there are demons that are in another plane, and they get portaled over. Like people pull them over, and they're a little bit weaker, so they have to possess people, or maybe they can get a body later on. So is he one demon in a corporeal form, or is he a goblin that's actually been mutated? So he's part of the goblins, but he, for some reason, like maybe a mage twisted him, or he messed with some dark magic, so he's a mutant version of that. Or is he just a new race, like that's from the Underdark or something? Or does he have a curse? And I put elf in there, and I meant not elf as in the tall people elves, but in the smaller version of like an elf there too. So let me know which one of those you think, and I'll incorporate that into the boys and I's next game. Like I was waffling on what to do. I was like, you know what? There's some clever people out there. Maybe they can choose. Joe, what do you think? What do you think this little monstrosity's background should be there? If you had a choice.
I'm gonna go mutant goblin just because of the Stinkor aspect. I think.
Yeah.
Like instead of a regular goblin, he's just like a weird strain or some sort of like different version that they can figure out,
Yeah.
The boys will have fun like trying to figure out what's different about him or what you could spin into it kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, cursed elf.
Cursed elf. So the curses are cool too, because that kind of lends to the bad of the villainous side of this. Like, what did he do to get this curse on him? And I like the mutation angle also because again, like, why him? What did he do to get mutated? And why is he with the curse or the mutation? He can be extra spiteful, And not only was he a jerk before, but now, he's just an all around bad boy. So, he is really neat, man. The small stature figures, I love these.
I love them for some reason. They crush it out of those little scales. All the dwarves are cool. All the goblins are cool. The Thistlethorn types are cool. Like they're awesome. I mean, Mythic Legions, they're all awesome.
Yeah. No, and I always love the nod to Motu, the He-Man's.
Yeah, the Motu classic, or the Motu like mimicked versions of the characters are always interesting.
Yeah, and he comes with a crossbow, a round shield, and then this regular sword in here. And typical like the shoulder pauldrons can come off. And this, I love this. The throat, I can't remember what the throat guards are called. But I love how it's got the spikes coming out there too, and he's just nasty. And again, I love Stinkor because of the black and the motif with the black and the orange mixed together. I know it could have gone Halloweeny, but I don't know. He pulls it off, and he's really cool, and he just looks vindictive and mean.
Is he just an evil version of your son's character if you use the other head? Like a Nega Scott.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's repainted. It's black with a white stripe going down the center there. So, betrayed a family oath. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Oh, we may be leaning towards that one then. Broke a family oath, and then that could be So Finn is really great about tying in stuff with his characters. He improvs it like on a whim. So I was like, Finn, this guy broke a family curse. He'd be like, oh yeah, that's my brother and I hate him and blah blah blah. Like he will just pile onto it. So cool. I think we're gonna go with cursed elf there with a betrayed family oath. I like it. So
I like it too. It's great.
Joe, that's what I got.
That's been what you got over there.
It's what I remembered to bring to this table and what you got, because I just looked across the room. I was like, oh yeah, I got that too. So that's it. I just read that. I was reading a book by the guy who did Between Two Fires, and that's it's wholly anyway. So thank you, Gaslan's Mechanic. So hey, everybody, thanks so much for jumping in. Thanks for adding to the chat. For those of you who are watching this on YouTube later on, really appreciate the comments and watching. I've been Dom.
I've been Joe.
Thanks for coming out and playing with us today on Toy DOMination.